Hi Gemini, this is Monique with Puissant Ascension, and we're getting ready to look into your money. But first, let's chime. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, this reading is for you. My readings are timeless, so when you find them is when you are meant to find them. A big shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. And for everyone who's liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, donating, and booking your personal readings, thank you so much for your support. Let's get into it. Ancestors, guides, angels, this reading is for Geminis. My high vibrational Geminis who are focused on their forward movement, their upward trajectory towards success and stability. Spirit, this reading is for the Geminis who are focused on cultivating meaningful, growth-oriented relationships with like-minded people. Spirit, this reading is for my Geminis whose mind's on their money and their money is on their minds. Thank you, Spirit. Make it clear. What does Gemini need to know? What does Gemini need to see? Regarding their money, opportunities, etc., 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 Spirit. Okay. We have the Four of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Okay, I get it. I'm hearing the waiting game, okay? So some of you are kind of at the brink of annoyance when it comes to the waiting game, meaning you've done everything within your power to watch your dreams materialize, and things still seem to be taking its dear sweet time, honey. Well, let me tell you something, okay? If you've done everything in your power, right, to make things or to allow things to flow into your life, and things still seem a bit choppy, if things still feel a bit stagnant, this is the time to fall back, let go, let flow, and allow the universe to do the rest. I know. It's not super easy for people who are very much in control or think they're in control of their future, right? Type A personalities who like to control and contort things, right? Everything is not within your control. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and that's okay, right? This is the time to lean back, use your spiritual practices like meditation and subliminals, take a walk in the park, get into some nature, and just allow things to fall into place, okay? Because things are moving in your favor, things are coming in towards you, you just gotta let it flow by releasing the resistance, all right? Exactly. Tell me more. This is for Gemini. I get it, Gemini. I totally do, right? You do everything right. You cross your T's, you dot your I's, and you're still waiting for something to transpire. I get it, but that means that there's more that needs to be done behind the scenes by the universe and not by you. So it's time to take a chill pill, right? It's time to relax to the best of your capabilities. Release any type of burden, releasing resistance here with the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups, exactly. Because this will allow your desires to flow in for you, okay? Letting flow, letting go. Tell me more, Spirit. This is for Gemini. And I know it's easier said than done, but sometimes if certain things make you anxious, like let's say tarot, right? You're getting a lot of good tarot readings, the news sounds good, but nothing seems to be happening. Sometimes it's good to take a break from tarot, right? And allow yourself to relax, right? Because sometimes tarot can make people anxious, right? And I'm an intuitive tarot reader, and I'm telling you, if that's the case for you, take a break. Bow out gracefully for a moment. It doesn't have to be for a lifetime. Take a break and find something else to do, right? Exactly. Hanged Man. right? Sometimes it's good to shut the world out for a little bit whilst things flow in your favor. Tell me more, Spirit. This is for Gemini. All right, we have Big Daddy Coin, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. The Page of Cups, okay. The Page of Wands, all right. Strength. And the Five of Cups, all right. Bottom of the deck, the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Wands. All right. Letting things take place, letting things run its course. All right. Allowing the universe to do its part. Releasing resistance. Taking your mind off of certain things that may make you anxious. I feel like with the Ten of Wands and the Page of Cups, this is about releasing resistance, okay? I feel like some of you could also be getting an emotional offer or some sort of emotional communication coming towards you. We'll pull clarifiers to look a bit deeper. With the Hanged Man and the Page of Wands here, yeah, I feel like some of you could be in this energy of awaiting for things to change, awaiting for things to happen, and you could be in this anxious, action-oriented energy, right? And it's definitely a mismatch of energies because you're ready to go, but Spirit is putting you on pause for whatever reason, right? And typically this means that there's time, there needs to be more time of reflection, releasing of the resistance, finding something else to do, and allowing the universe to do its thing. Divine timing, okay? For lack of a better statement, divine timing. Even if you want things to happen today, today might not be the divine timing, okay? And I'm a firm believer in divine timing. A lot of people don't believe in divine timing. A lot of people say, oh, if I want it now, then it should happen now or within 24 hours. Well, that's not really necessarily how it works, right? Sometimes you just need to put it out there and keep yourself busy with activities that you're passionate about and allow it to find you, right? Because when you put a time frame on something, even though sometimes we do get time frames and they're helpful, right? Because sometimes they do come to fruition for people, but when you focus on the time frame, that's focusing on control, right? And what Spirit's telling you to do here, especially with the Ten of Wands, is release control, because that will then turn down or tone down the anxiety if you're experiencing that. So releasing control, right? Which is not easy for a lot of people. And I get it. I totally get it, right? But again, I feel like a lot of you could be in this Hanged Man position, gaining enlightenment and awaiting for something new to transpire in your world. And you're ready to take action, but now isn't the time, okay? With the King of Pentacles and Strength here, right? Big Daddy Coin, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, having to garner the strength in order to move forward, okay? Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign energy as well. All right, some of you guys could have been dwelling on a situation from your past with the Five of Cups, when you probably should be focusing on your now, being present, okay? Let's clarify. Tell me more, Spirit. This is for Gemini regarding their money and opportunities. Clarify the Ten of Wands and the Page of Cups. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles with the Hierophant. I feel like with this emotional offer that could be coming in towards some of you, it's important to protect your energy and to uphold boundaries, because this could be an offer or a message from someone that you've dealt with once upon a time. All right, someone trying to sneak in to communicate with you. All right, someone that you've ended things with. I feel like for others of you, this could also be an opportunity, again, that's taken quite some time here with the Knight of Pentacles. But some of you could finally be getting the recognition that you desire. All right. Clarify the Hanged Man and the Page of Wands. Catfight energy with the Five of Wands. Yeah, I get it. Some of you could be suffering from like internal conflict because you're ready to make moves or you're ready for something to happen and nothing seems to be happening. I know, that's the most frustrating. That can be so frustrating. I totally get it. Right? Been there, done that. So I can empathize with you wanting to take action towards something, but it comes down to divine timing. Right? What's this? You see what I'm saying? Divine timing with the Wheel of Fortune. And I get it. This is so frustrating. Look, I'm a Gemini, but I also have a lot of like heavy Saturn placements, so I totally get the frustration when things just don't happen when you magically want them to. So don't think that I get everything I want immediately, because I don't. Saturn is definitely a bitch in my birth chart, I'll be honest, but I will say the things that I have experienced that seemed to be delayed have been bigger and better than I've ever even imagined. I will say that, okay? So for those of you who are experiencing a feeling of delay, because, you know, it's hard. When you're an air sign, you're very proactive. You like things to happen quickly for you. But if you do have like earth energy, like Saturn in the 10th house or Saturn anywhere, you know, at this point, it can get very frustrating. Even in the first house, the 7th house, depending on what you're looking for. The second house, it can be frustrating. I've said this before a while ago, when you do have Saturn in certain parts of your chart, because shit just takes a bit longer. It just does. But when you do get the thing, it's amazing, right? Exactly. And it does come down to divine timing, right? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. Yeah. I feel like a lot of you are going to be experiencing your manifestations materializing, but again, it comes down to the divine timing. Find out where you have Saturn in your birth chart, okay? You don't really need your birth time to find Saturn, because Saturn spends like 3 years, 2.5 years in a spot. So you don't necessarily need it, but your birth time does make things a bit better and more clear. But look at your birth chart. You can Google, you know, birth chart calculator and find out where you have Saturn. And wherever you have Saturn, that's most likely where you're going to experience a lot of frustration and delays. And then you also have to figure out, like, not only where Saturn is, but the ruler, right, of the house that Saturn is in. Where is that in your chart? Because that could also rub off on delays. It can be tricky. It really, really can. I like Saturn in like the houses that, because I'm career oriented, so I don't like Saturn in career houses and money houses, because I think that means things take a bit of time, which is annoying. But I don't mind them being in like character building houses like the 1st or the 4th or the 6th. Like those houses for me kind of feel a bit neutral. The 1st can be a little tricky too, because the 1st, Saturn in your 1st house could make you a late bloomer in almost everything in your life. So that could be a bit tricky. I hate Saturn in the 2nd and I hate Saturn in the 10th houses specifically because it delays things. But when you do get the things, it's magical. But it does delay things like opportunities for work, money, things of that sort. So really make sure you know where Saturn is in your chart, and that'll give you more clarity on why you may be experiencing certain types of delays. If you're more of a lovebird, then Saturn in the 7th house can be a bit harsh. 5th house could also be a little harsh. So yeah, that's a quick breakdown. Well, not quick, that was actually a bit lengthy, but that's a bit of a breakdown of Saturn in the houses. It can be annoying, and I get it. So divine timing, internal conflict because of this divine timing. Tell us more, Spirit. The Hanged Man and the Page of Wands. All right, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Give us one more. And the 7 of Wands, yeah. Strength again, yeah. Clarify the King of Pentacles and strength. Oh, okay, strength again. The Knight of Swords, the Star, the World. Clarify the 5 of Cups. Right, and the Lovers, yeah. 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so some of you could be crying over something from your past. Perhaps you were dealing with an earth sign energy. All right, Spirit is telling you to move on from things that no longer serve you. So if you are still dwelling on a person, place, or thing from your past that really did not add value to your life, let it go. All right, because all it's going to do is add to the delay. So the sooner you release things, the sooner you can move towards your next chapter is the way that I see it. That's the way that I interpret it. With strength being here twice, I feel like this is the universe telling you to have patience. All right, don't be too hasty. All right, try your best to decompress with maybe meditation, subliminals, doing things that get your mind off of what you want, what you desire, and allow the universe to just kind of run its course, right? With the Star and the World, I feel like this is some sort of recognition, all right, ushering in stability as well, but it's about ushering out things that no longer serve you and being gentle and easy on yourself as well. And like I said, I know it's easier said than done, especially when you want the things you want now, but it's best to just release control and let the rest flow. Anything else for Gemini? Anything else for Gemini regarding their money? Light bulb, lucrative ideas, new income source, inspiration, entrepreneur, new job, creative work. Chess, money strategy, wise spending, long game, military leader, thinking it through. Wings, rising above money issues, business taking off, profit, spiritual work, life purpose, mission. Also, the interesting thing, even though I don't like Saturn in the 10th or in the 2nd house specifically, typically when things do begin to move in your favor, they last very, very long, okay? So it lasts long. It's not like fleeting. So let's say you want to be a superstar, but you have Saturn in your 10th house of fame and recognition, right? Let's say you keep steadily working towards your desires. Let's say you've been writing forever, or you've been singing forever, whatever you do to become a superstar. You do it consistently, right? Like, don't wane. Do it consistently, of course, taking your breaks in between. And then eventually, when divine timing hits in, you get the big break and you end up being like a household name and famous. I think Cher has Saturn in her 10th house, if I'm not mistaken. I think Cher does. And you see her career spanned her life. She's still living, but she's in like her 70s, and she's still a superstar. And it's taken some time, but she's been consistent because she was back in the day with Sunny, and I believe she was older than Sunny. I don't know how old Cher was back then, but it's been a long journey for her, but it ended up paying off, right? Because she's still that beautiful, magnetic household name, right? And who knows the intricate details of what she went through. But yeah, so those are the benefits. Also, when Saturn's in your 2nd house, when you do finally hit it big when it comes to your money and finances, you have it forever. It's something you can pass down. It's a legacy. So that's the benefits of having Saturn like in the 10th and the 2nd, but it can be annoying, especially if you're the kind of person, and if you're trapped in with society today that you expire after the age of 21, you're old, right? If you subscribe to that, which that's not true. But if you subscribe to that, then yeah, you can be depressed if you want to be famous by 19 and you don't really make it until you're 45, you know? So be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Look at your birth chart just to get an idea of where Saturn is, because no matter where Saturn is, it's going to cause a bit of frustration, okay? So find out where your Saturn is and go from there. Spirit, anything else for Gemini? And like I said, for those of you who don't have your birth time, I think it's okay for Saturn. Birth time is usually for like to find out where the houses align, and then also your rising, because rising signs change every like 30 minutes. So you want to make sure you have your birth time for that. But with Saturn, a birth time would make sense, but you could still kind of do it and get an idea, you know, of where your Saturn sits in your birth chart. So yeah, Google birth chart calculator if you're interested in that. Anything else for Gemini regarding their money? Meditate, yeah, exactly. So for those of you who feel a bit of internal conflict because things aren't happening fast enough for you, I get it, but meditate. I promise you, it'll change the way you feel things, right? It'll take the anxiety away, because everything happens in divine timing. Everything happens when it's meant to happen for you, specifically, right? So stillness, rest, ease, silence, serenity, calm, solitude, tranquility. Meditation is like the best thing to do if you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious because things aren't happening fast enough for you. How do I know? Because I meditate, okay? We have toxic man, putrid, hazardous, sour, negative, destructive, tainted. Yeah, if you are dealing with anyone that has these types of traits, release them, because they're just gonna make matters worse, right? You want people in your life who make you feel better, right? You want your neutral energy to be feel good. You don't want it to be this toxic, crass, tainted energy. So if you are around or you're tolerating people like this, honey, release them. Seriously, they're useless to you. All they're gonna do is make life harder, and you want people in your life who's gonna make your life easier, okay? Exactly. Luxury, exactly, Spirit, that's what we're focused on. Boom, and new opportunities, okay. Thank you, Spirit. So yeah, Gemini, be patient with yourself. Trust the process. If you guys are frustrated because things aren't going the way you want them to go, how you want them to go, I understand. But trust yourself, trust the process, trust the universe, and meditate. Because whatever's meant to be will be. Anything else, Spirit? Guardian, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Absolutely. Bottom of the deck. Unconditional love. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. Precisely. Love yourself first, though, because you can't give from an empty chalice, honey. You can't give from an empty cup. So fill up your cup first, and then allow everyone else to experience your overflow. Anything else for Gemini Spirit regarding their money? Yeah, this was more like a pep talk read. Okay, so boom, there's your pep talk. Anything else for Gemini? Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. All right. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. All right. And pleasure. The number 11. Yeah. You know, find something that brings you pleasure, you know, going outside or mingling with like-minded people just to kind of get your mind off of your goals, right? I know we live in a society where there are time limits and time frames and this, that, and the other, but try your best not to get sucked into that because all it is distractions, right? If you're meant to be a superstar or a famous writer or a whatever you want to be, a politician, I don't know if you want to be a politician, but boom. But if you want to be those things, right, and it's meant for you to have that, you can do it and do it well at fucking 70 if you need to, right? So give yourself grace, and all you have to do is stay the course and be consistent. That's it, right? And the opportunities will find you. Hence new opportunities. So just be true to yourself. And then we have seasons. Exactly, the number 1. Because seasons are changing. I feel like for a lot of you Geminis as well who have been in that hanged man position, in the energy of just things not really flowing in your favor, understand that seasons change and things will begin to speed up for you. So trust the process, okay? We have believe, inspire, and trust. And yeah, for those of you who are like in the entertainment industry, don't do things for recognition, do things for the love of it. If you make music that you like to dance to. If you write, you know, write the stuff that you like to read. If you like to watch movies, write the scripts that you would like to watch. Do it for you, right? Don't do it for the masses. I think that's where a lot of people's frustration comes from. They do things for the gaze of the world, right? And by gaze, I mean G-A-Z-E, okay? They do things by the world gaze because we've all been brainwashed into, let's be famous. And sometimes it's not meant for everyone to be famous, and that's okay too. Do what you love and, you know, be true to you. And the opportunities will find you, right? Exactly. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.